folks. This is the first one I've had of these in a while. Not necessarily the brand, although it is. I picked up this guitar kind of trashed and did close to a full restoration on it. And it's got some scars on it, but now it plays really nicely. And this is something that you'll see in the used market quite a bit. It's getting hard to find them new anymore. I think they've dried up. But it's a Spectrum guitar, and it's the AIL 123 with the solid spruce top. There you go, Dreadnought specs, typical looking guitar with the white binding, what looks to be mahogany back and ribs, it might be something else. And then the purfled black and white rosette, which is a popular design for these guitars and reminiscent of the designs of famous brands, with a rosewood fretboard and bridge. And what else can I tell you about this? Mother of pearl fret markers and normative chrome with a very squared off headstock. Now this has some scars on it. I don't know if you can see that. It was absolutely chopped up. I had to fill and then just re-lacquer it a little bit. Didn't do hours and hours of restoration on this, just got it playing well, because it's really only going to be $100 guitar, if that. But every once in a while I like to pick these up. It keeps my skills up. This one here had the neck separating from the heel, from the fretboard right here, and some gouges which I filled and lacquered. Glued this up, filled spots that had big gouges in the neck. I think it took a pretty bad fall, actually. The box of the guitar was actually relatively unscathed, just a few dings here and there which I've touched up. You can't really see them anymore. I use furniture markers for these cheap guitars, and then just put a little lacquer and then sand it, buff it out, kind of thing. But yeah, every once in a while you can pick these guitars up for like $30, $25, $30, $40. And if the neck's decent, it's not warped, and the truss rod works, and you don't have anything really crazy going on with it, a lot of times you can make them into good guitars, and that's what I did with this one. So I've just been doing a lot of setups lately, and I decided to pick up a couple of guitars for cheap and do a little bit more work on them, because I don't want to lose those skills. Working on guitars is like a language. If you don't use it, you get rusty. And doing setup work is fun over and over again, but sometimes it's nice to do a little bit of restoration work where you're actually doing grafting wood, or re-gluing joints, or even finish work. This guitar is kind of rough. I'm just going to blow it out cheaply, because I've got people that just want a good guitar, a good playing guitar. They don't care what it looks like as long as it functions, around the $80-$100 range. And I tell you, it's almost impossible now to get a solid top guitar around $100. The prices are just going up, particularly during the COVID difficulties with shipping and stocking and all that sort of stuff. So, if somebody can grab this with a gig bag, set up like this, for $100, I don't think you're going to do any better than that, personally. It's got some ugly scars on it, particularly on the neck where it got bashed, but it functions really well. It plays really well. It sounds good too. Got the D'Addario phosphor bronze on it. One of the keys was smashed out. I had to refill and tap the screw holes. No big deal. It's just the sort of thing you find. Those of you who look stuff like this, hunt this stuff down and work on them, you know where to find them. A lot of times your thrift stores will have one of these. Your little jumble markets, or what do you call them? Where they sell guns and videos. A lot of times they are overpriced. You have to go in and haggle with the people, like, hey, this needs 2-3 hours of serious work. It's not worth half what you're asking. And you know, sometimes when you point that out to them kindly, you're just like, you know, this is what I'd buy it for. You don't have to take my money, but I guarantee it's going to sit here at that price. And this person probably had this listed for, I saw it for months and months, and nobody was buying it, and I just made an offer on it and just explained with those gouges in the neck and the neck pulling away at the weakest part of the guitar. You know, this needs some serious work by somebody who knows what they're doing to make it playable, and that's why it's not selling. You know, I actually filled the holes in the neck, the gouges, with CA glue, and then just used a marker to touch up the spots so they don't look so glaring. Sanded it down a little bit, and then just put a couple of coats of lacquer and then buffed it out. And now you can't feel that. It doesn't look great, but you can't feel that anymore. It feels like a normal neck. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. AIL 123 from Spectrum, solid top, spruce top acoustic guitar, normal dreadnought dimensions. But yeah, it's a beater, but it's a player now. It makes someone a good campfire guitar, or a second guitar, or a park guitar, or for some kid to learn on. You know, a lot of times I say $100, but some kid will show up and they'll say I only have $75, and I'm usually, you know, I work. If they want to start, if their kid's starting out, or young parents with kids trying to find a first guitar, I often work with them. So I'll find a home for this, and somebody will learn how to play guitar on this. I mean, the action's really nice. So there you go, a used Spectrum brought back to life. Okay, folks, see you on the next one.